Hey guys, welcome back to Vartalaap Intellify. This is part two of conversation with Punita Chatwani. So I guess we are good to start again. Hi Punita, how are you doing?
Hey, hi Ayush, I'm doing great. What about you?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine as well. So we'll take the second part of our questions now. Okay, so
Mhm.
today's first question is that you're the youngest mindful practitioner in India. Okay, so how did Punita Chatwani, from being an engineer, ended up being on the other side of the road? How has your journey been so far? Share everything with us.
Okay, so Ayush, being the youngest mindfulness parenting practitioner in India has been amazing. Even when I hear it, uh, I feel very happy, right? You tell it to me thousand times, you would see a smile on my face for those thousand times, right? Because I believe whenever you achieve something, you should yourself be proud about it. You should yourself feel it that okay, you have got this because this is your journey, and you should appreciate yourself every time. So, yes, I'll share my journey with you. When I was in college, I was from an engineering background, engineering college. Everything was great, right? I was good with academics. I was good with extracurricular activities. I used to participate in each and everything, starting from maybe the technical aspect or maybe the non-technical aspect, right? Uh, but then slowly and gradually, I realized that coding, because from a computer science background, coding is not something I can do for hours. Like if you tell me that Punita sit in front of the laptop for 10 hours, 12 hours, 20 hours and do coding, then I would say no,
Yeah,
Ayush. I cannot. I can definitely do coding just for passing my exam, just for doing good with my technical activities for my project, but I cannot do it forever, right? So this is something which I realized, I believe, after my second year or at the start of my third year, something like that, right? And during that time, I used to participate in a lot of competitions like presentation, presenting research papers, B plans, things like that, right? And this is something which I had not done before. So I come from a very small place, I would be very honest with you, from a very small
yeah,
town in Rajasthan, right? And then after 12th, I came to Jaipur for my studies, right? For my graduation. So there things were different for me because now I was getting exposure. During my school, yes, I passed out from a great school, but then apart from that school, I had nothing in terms of exposure, right? In terms of extracurricular activities. But when I was in college, I got a lot of exposure that okay, Punita can participate in this as well, that as well, and I used to, go towards it, desperately towards it, that okay, I have to do this as well, that as well. So when I was into presentations, research papers, I started liking it. And also I started liking the fact how much I love interacting with people, how much I love being on stage. Every time you give me a mic, I would be the happiest person. So this is what my feeling was, and somehow I realized that feeling, which took me on this journey of being a corporate trainer before getting into any other thing like NLP and all. It came later on, but firstly I started my journey with a corporate trainer. Also, I tasted the HR background as well. When I was in my final year, I had 5 offer letters in my hand, and I was like, okay, where to go? But I did not choose the technical one, the coding one. I chose the HR one. So I got into the HR, the recruitment side as well. And there also I felt that no, Punita, you cannot sit in just one place and recruit people. I mean, that's so monotonous. I cannot, right? I need to go out. I need to explore. I need to know more people. And I could do it in the training background well. Why? Because every time in the training background, you'll feel new ambience, new environment, new people, new content, and I've always been open for learning. So I thought that this can be the right way. So when I started doing it, I was loving it. I mean, I was enjoying it. And if you tell me that, Punita, you have to train for 10 hours, 12 hours, I won't be bored. I can stand at one place and train, right? So there I found my calling. I believe that was my calling, and where I was so sure that okay, I need to go with it. Definitely, there were a lot of things like people were against it. Even the people around me, maybe my family members, maybe my friends, and what are you doing? You are just rejecting the offer letters into the technical background, which are paying you well, and then you are going towards a new journey, and you'll have to start learning again because there's nothing to do with the technical stuff. Why are you doing it? Why did you do engineering? But I just had one answer: give me some time, right? Give me some time, and I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Because I believe I wanted to know myself at that time. That Punita, would you be able to continue this journey? But after some time, when I got this sense of confidence that yes, I'm liking it and I can continue this journey, I just told everyone that okay, this is something I'll take on with me for, I would say, forever, right? Then I was into job earlier. I worked with companies like Times of India, Dell Carnegie, Centum Learning, Airtel, Vodafone as their trainer. But then after that, I thought that okay, something is again missing in my life. And what was that something? When I used to train people, being a part of big organizations, small organizations. One thing which I felt, which was missing out everywhere, was impact. Because when you're working with a company, with the organization, you have to take care of their rules and regulations. And
Yeah.
due to those rules and regulations, I used to feel that the kind of impact I want to bring in my participants, it is not happening because somewhere, people are only and only bothered about completing those 2 hours and 3 hours of training, or somewhere people are only and only bothered about attendance, or maybe how many participants are there in the training. And that was something which used to, pinch me that no, Punita, I mean, are you meant for this thing? I mean, I wanted to give my best. I really wanted to bring impact. So I thought, why not I start my own organization, which will only and only work on impact, right? So that was the time when I introduced Skillville, and even while doing Skillville, I was dealing with a lot of other consulting projects, freelance projects, right? Even I do it now, right? Whenever I find that okay, there is a very great, organization which is offering a very wonderful training program, I go ahead with it if I have the bandwidth, if I'm available for it. But yes, now I'm majorly occupied with Skillville. So after Skillville was, introduced, and me along with, three employees of mine, we started this journey together. And it was very challenging because one factor which used to come, in front of me was my age. I'll be very honest with you.
Yeah.
So when I started with my training journey and I used to go to corporate, so I could see their first impression because I'm good with observing people. So when I used to see their first impression, it was like, okay, she's the one who will train us, kind of. They were not saying it, but I could hear those voices, right? And now it was even more challenging for me because I know they come from, 10 years, 15 years of experience, and I don't have that because I've just started my training journey. So I used to feel that, every time when I used to be on the stage training people, that was a feeling that used to, somehow bother me. But after a while, definitely I got, good with it, that how I need to deal with people. Every time, in every session, I used to learn a lot. Even now I do it. For me, learning is never ending, no matter how much I grow or how far I go, right? So it was just happening. Then after Skillville came into existence, we got a lot of good clients to Skillville, and these became our recurring clients because whenever I get the feedback from my students or maybe the corporate employees, they only and only say that when Skillville, maybe any trainer of Skillville, when Skillville actually trains people, they only and only focus on the growth and development. So that is their major focus. So that is what I believe in, impact. And after that, the journey of NLP also started because I moved more towards psychology. I moved more towards programming the subconscious mind. And that is where I took this certification from European as well as Indian community of NLP to be called as an NLP practitioner. And then later on, I got this opportunity to be the youngest mindfulness parenting practitioner. So if I talk about this achievement of mine, whenever I deal with people, maybe it's students, maybe it's employees, maybe it's individuals, you need to be a coach or you need to be a guide to them, right? And being a guide is nothing less than being a parent to them. And
Yeah,
that is where I thought to start my parenting journey as a parenting practitioner. Even I remember my mom said, I mean, why are you becoming a parenting practitioner? Because they have that thing in their mind, parenting practitioner means you should have kids, right? So I was like, Mom, it is for my career, right? It is to know my people better. And this is how I started my parenting journey. And when I completed it, trust me, I was not aware that I would be the youngest parenting practitioner. I was not aware. I completed my journey, and then I got this call and certificate and everything on my email that you are the youngest in India. And I was like, okay, wow. I mean, I was not aware about it. So it just happened because I wanted to learn it. I wanted to give my efforts, and it just happened. So my journey has been very amazing, very adventurous, because I feel that I'm a person who loves taking risks, right? Who loves to start things and not just talk about it. So whenever something is there in front of me, I try to grab the opportunity. I try to create the opportunities for myself. And that is the only reason, this journey has been ongoing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it is never too late, to realize your passion, to start upon it, to start afresh. You might face retaliation in the beginning, from your friends, from your families, because the thing is, people do not want to think out of the box, and when someone does it, so they face retaliation when they begin. But once you prove it, once you grind hard, once you get into it deep, once you have proved your worth, everyone will be there to enjoy your success. And yeah, I won't be hesitant to say that yes, you have been a perfect example to all of us. To start again and again. You can start again. You can try a lot of things. You have to try different things before you find the correct passion for yourself. You can find it in the first attempt, but yes, if it takes you more attempt, it is not wrong. It is you are unique in your own way, so it will take time to find your passion. That is the message we are getting here. Okay, we'll move ahead with our questions again. So, through different webinars, seminars, you've often emphasized on the importance of a balanced life and goal setting in the corporate world. So, how important do you think these skills are for a student? We're talking about students now. We have our main audience is students. So, how important do you think these skills are for students? And along with them, what other skills do they need to develop?
Okay. So, Ayush, first I would like to emphasize upon balanced life, right? So it is not that balanced life is important only for corporate people, only for the employees. A balanced life is something which is important for each and every individual, I believe, right? So now what is a balanced life, right? So there is a wheel of life. We call it a wheel of life, wherein there are 9 aspects, right? So first aspect, like you cannot number it as first or second, but then I'm just giving you for the reference. Each and every aspect is important in their own manner, right? So one of the aspects there is learning, right? Learning in the sense what all skills you are gaining, right? So if you are a school student who is still learning, right, into the learning phase, I believe the kind of skills you are gaining, maybe from the school or maybe from outside, doing few courses, maybe programs, that is something which is the first thing you need to take care of in a balanced life, right? Another thing is work. So if you are a person who is still into school, but still you can work on yourself. If not going to a corporate and working for gaining money, but then yes, work on yourself or maybe take into internships, certain programs wherein you are taking responsibility. right? So work is taking responsibility, may or may not be with a company, but then maybe at your home, right? So if you're helping your parents out there, that means you're taking responsibility. So that is
Yeah.
what work is. Then comes money, right? So now for a school student, may or may not be money is important, but then we have seen a lot of kids who are good with saving money, right? We have seen a lot of people who a lot of students who gain money from here and there from their parents, and they're good with saving it. So
Saving
that
money.
means they already have that sense that in the future they have to take care of this thing, they have to save money. So they are already going good with the financial planning, right? And if we talk about people like us who are earning, or maybe people who are into corporate or the employees, for them definitely money is important to live a life which they want for themselves, right? Then we have relationships, right? Relationships might be relationship with your mom, with your dad, with your parents, with your family members, with your friends, right? So whenever we talk about balanced life, it is not just about, when people say balanced life, they say, okay, personal life and professional life, and it is done. No,
No.
it is these small things that I'm emphasizing upon. So when I talk about relationships, so if I have my parents at home, how do I, what kind of conversation I have with them? Am I good with them? Am I shouting at them, or I'm with peace at them, right? Peace with them. So that is something which has to be considered as a part of balanced life, because until and unless you take care of your relationship, I believe you would not get those blessings from these people out there. And
Yeah.
I believe blessings are very important to grow you, to make you big, right? So at least taking care of the near and dear ones, that is also part of balanced life. Then we have the physical and mental well-being, right? With physical well-being, I mean how I keep myself good in terms of my health. So what I am eating, maybe how my diet is. Am I taking a balanced diet? Okay. Am I taking
Yeah.
something which is good for my body? Also, am I exercising so that I can be fit? So that is physical well-being. The other thing is mental well-being. Mental well-being,
Mental
as we were
well-being.
talking about the mental health, right? So taking care of
Yeah.
our thoughts, taking care of our belief systems, what is good for us. So a lot of people have a habit of checking their phone. The first thing they do in the morning, right, is checking their phone, right? Whenever they
Yeah.
just wake up, they have this phone in front of them. They would tend to check the notifications, what is there on the WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. So here again, this is one thing which affects our mental well-being a lot, right? Because when we wake up, we are very fresh in terms of our thoughts, right? And our thoughts are very pure. And those thoughts have the major power in your entire day, right? And now in those thoughts, if there are a lot of people who are coming in, so if I check my Instagram or Facebook and I get notifications from my friends, maybe, or I saw something that, okay, one of my friends, she is traveling here and there, and what am I doing? I'm just sitting at home. So this would actually give me a negative thought, right?
Yeah.
And when
Definitely.
that negative thought, yeah, and when that negative thought has entered my mind, what will happen? I would not be able to focus on the important thing, the goals which I need to set for my day, or the things which should be on priority. And those would be the thoughts that would divert me, and I will not focus on the important aspects of my day, right? So this is also one of the most important thing which I would like to um, convey to all the people out there, to all the students, that these are small habits which actually make you a great human being, right? A positive human being, a
Human.
stronger human being. So make sure you do not do this, that checking your phone early in the morning. For initial 1 hour or 2 hours, maybe just focus on yourself, maybe exercising, maybe reading something if you're fond of reading, maybe meditating, working on your goals, setting your goals, what is important for you for your life, and not just going through your phone. You can do it afterwards as well, right? Then after physical and mental well-being, we have another aspect, and that is love, right? Now, love does not only mean that do you have a partner in your life or not. No, Love is loving the people around you, right? Loving the nature around you, loving the environment around you, loving small things that you are doing on your daily basis, and the most important thing, loving yourself. So when you love yourself, you gain a lot of confidence that okay, you are good. And when you get that confidence that you are good, trust me, it will do wonders in your life. I mean, it always happens to me. And you call me self obsessed, you call me anything, but I love myself the most, right? So this is a message again I would convey to the people out there, that when you start loving yourself, you would see how things are changing. And not just love yourself, love the people around you as well. So love is also an important aspect of balanced life, right? Then we have spiritual fulfillment, right? By spiritual fulfillment, I'm not considering any religion or something like that. See, spirituality is different and religion is different, right? By spiritual well-being or by spiritual fulfillment, I mean, in whatever way you are attaining peace, right? You're relaxing your mind, you're away from the thoughts. Maybe it is through meditation, maybe it is through praying, maybe it is through any other thing, right? Which is making you pure as a soul, which is making you good as a human being. So whatever practice you want to do, I believe you can take it as a part of your lifestyle, right? And these all are the habits you need to build up over the time, right?
Yeah.
So spiritual fulfillment is again very important. And then we have fun and enjoyment. So this is very interesting, right? So whenever people like us, I mean the life coaches or the counselors, especially in India, whenever we people go out or when our audience looks at us, they feel that okay, she's a life coach or she's a counselor. That means she has to be a very serious person, a very serious looking person, only talking about work, only talking about mental well-being, physical well-being, this and that. But trust me, only work makes Jack a dull boy. So fun and enjoyment should also be a big part of every individual's life. You need to figure out your way of fun and enjoyment. For me, it might be pursuing my hobbies. For me, it might be watching something that I love to watch. Maybe meeting my friends, hanging out, traveling. So I'm very much fond of traveling, right? I go on solo travels a lot. Earlier I used to go. Now I don't know when it will happen, but yes,
Yeah.
travel is something which makes me happy, which is a part of my fun and enjoyment. So you need to figure out your way of fun and enjoyment as well, but make sure it is in a positive manner. Positive manner in the sense, do not get into a company of people wherein it would harm your thoughts in a negative way, right? So when you feel that okay, this is something good for your being, do it. So that is what you need to figure out. And the last and the most important thing is helping others, contributing to the society. So what happens? Sometimes we get so much selfish with ourselves, and it is with everyone. Even I get selfish a lot of times. That okay, I'm just focusing on myself, my work, my career. How am I doing? My people, my friends. But then I believe we live in a universe wherein everything has to be balanced, right? So if we are human beings, we know there are animals as well. There are plants as well. There are other people who are needy as well, who need our help, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they are not coming to us to seek it, but then if we are aware about it, I believe in every individual's life there should be some ways to help or contribute to the society. Maybe it's environment, maybe it's nature, maybe it's any other way. So when I started this community of the bliss talk, when I was having a conversation with a lot of counselors and psychologists to be a part of this journey. So someone
Yeah.
asked me this question, Sunita, you can earn a lot from this. I mean, you've already been doing this for your career. So why are you doing it free of cost? And if you do it free of cost, how would you earn or how would you gain profits from it? So I was like, see, whatever I'm doing through maybe Skillwell or maybe through other projects, whatever I take, I believe that should be that I'm satisfied with. Definitely, I'll have to grow. I have a lot of dreams, big dreams, but then for that, I have other ways. what about when I have to contribute to the society? So if I feel this is something from where I can contribute to the society, it gives me a balanced life. And when I live a balanced life, I feel very happy, right? So I believe when I talk about balanced life, it is not only and only about maintaining relationships and work or money. These are the 9 things you need to take care of, right, in the balanced life. So
Wow.
this is I would like to convey a message to my students. And the second thing which you said about goal setting, right? So when you have goals in your life, or maybe when you have to achieve something in your life, definitely there has to be a way which you need to take care of. So if
Yeah.
I feel that, okay, Punita, you have to be the best trainer in India, or the best trainer in the world, or the best NLP practitioner in the world, for that, I have to define that journey. I have to visualize that journey. I have to set goals for myself, the timeline. Everything has to be, visualized beforehand. Because until and unless I know that, okay, this is the way, how would I be able to achieve it? So that is the reason in my webinars, in my seminars, I always talk about goal setting and how to set goals, talking about all these 9 aspects in the balanced life, right? In the answer you,
Yeah.
in the question you asked me about balanced life, if we consider each and every aspect of balanced life, and accordingly we set goals for ourselves, right? In all the areas, I believe you would be living an ideal life, a perfect life, I would say. And people say that, Punita, isn't it too much? I mean, you talk about living a perfect life. I say, no, it is not, because when you practice it, you gain that confidence, right? So that is the reason I always talk about balanced life and goal setting.
Wow. Okay. So you talked about love and self-love. It reminded me of something that my father tells me every time. That the first step towards mental peace is self-love. You know, you will keep a good mental health if you love yourself, and that is, I cannot get it out of my head anyway. It is just what I can say. It is stuck on the wall of my heads permanently, and this is something I would like everyone to incorporate in their lives. Self love is the most important thing you can do in order to avoid any sort of mental inconvenience. you know it starts from there. You start questioning yourself. Yes, it is good to question yourself. It is good to introspect at times, but yes, in the process, do not forget to love yourself. Do not forget to appreciate yourself for the small things that you do. And so, yeah, that is pretty much it. This conversation is about you, not about me, so I won't get into the depth of it. Okay. So,
Yeah.
uh, you know Punita Chatwani is an inspiration to lots out there, to a lot of people out there. But who is Punita's inspiration? Who is that one person? you know
Okay. So, Ayush, first of all, this word inspiration has got a very deeper meaning. So, when we say, okay, this person is my inspiration, that means that person is a role model to you. And whatever that person is doing, that is something perfect for you. I mean, errorless, I would say, the ideal thing for you. So, that is a very big thing. And with that comes a lot of responsibility, right? So if someone is there, maybe my students or maybe the people I have been dealing with, when they say that, okay, Punita, you are my inspiration, or maybe you're the person I want to be like, you are my role model, I believe that gives me a big sense of responsibility that, Punita, now you cannot go wrong. You have to be good. I mean, no matter what, you need to keep on growing because these people are looking at you. So one is that. So I would say for me, as my inspiration, I don't have one person, but I have a lot of people. So I'll be very honest with you. So how a lot of people, right? Like I'm talking to you right now, right?
yeah.
So when I'm talking to you, I gain one thing from you, and that is that Ayush, you're a wonderful soul. Why wonderful soul? Because you have a sense of gratitude. You have a
Yeah.
sense of appreciation for things, and that is what, if I like it, I'll keep it with me, right?
Yeah.
And when I keep it with me, you become inspiration for me in that area, Right. So
Yeah.
I believe that for me, there are so many people around me. Even I get inspired a lot of times with my students when I see them doing good, right? See them doing great in their lives. I get inspired and I'm like, wow, Punita, this is something amazing, and I need to, copy it. I would say I need to take it with me because this is something which is inspiring me. So I have so many people around me, and whenever it comes to taking, I would say the traits, I only and only focus on the positive traits, and whenever there is a negative traits, I just let them go. I'm like, okay, this is not for me. Just let it be, and I'm happy with myself. So I'll just take the positive part because I believe when I started my journey, the day I was born, or maybe the day I gained my consciousness, what is going around with me, I believe there were so many people, might be my parents, might be my friends, might be all the strangers around who have taught me something or the other, and they have made me reach here where I'm sitting today. So it cannot be just one person. For me, there are multiple people, so many people. So yeah, I cannot name one person.
Well, there is an important message to take from here. If we look closely, that people sometimes think that what can this person teach me? What can this guy tell me? What can this lady tell me that I already don't know? But there is if you observe them closely, there is something that every person tells us. There is something that every person teaches us. Sometimes it is what to do, and sometimes you can take inspiration from them about what not to do, what they did wrong. So you have to observe people around you. You just cannot sit there and listen. Active listening is very important. That also I learned from you actually while going through your LinkedIn profile. That is something I learned, that how important active listening is as well. So yeah, so that is every person teaches you something. You just have to figure out what it is. For that you have to observe them, you have to listen to them carefully. You have to emphasize on every word they speak. You just have to take everything from them. And yes, that is another thing that you spoke. Leave the negative traits out. Copy their positive traits. Not, I wouldn't say copy their positive traits, but yes, learn from their positive traits and try to incorporate them in their life. So now, with that, we're heading towards the end of our show. Now there is a small tradition that we have here at Vartalaap, that you know we want our guests to speak at their free will. Any advice, a small a small motivational speech, or a short message. These are tough times. So something that keeps our audience motivated, something that leaves a positive impact. Would you please do that?
Yeah, definitely. So before I share my message, there's something coming in my mind. I would tell you. So you know about stars, right? What are
Yeah,
stars? Those stars which twinkle in the sky, right? But
yeah, yeah.
I believe there are two types of stars. One are those, I mean, which are twinkling in the sky, and the other kind of stars are we human beings, right? Why we human beings? Because we have got all the power, we have got everything that needs to be given to a particular human being to achieve whatever the person wants in the life, right? So here is a message, right, to each one of you, whoever is listening, that we all are stars, and we have been given immense power by the universe itself to achieve whatever you want, right? And do not consider yourself less, because whatever you want to, whatever you wish for, and whatever you put your efforts into, it would be there in your hand, in your place. So just believe in yourself, uh, do your best, give your best, because there would be just few who would be twinkling just like those stars in the sky, and others would also be there, but they may or may not be recognized. So if you want yourself to be recognized, first of all, believe in yourself, because you have that power. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, wow. Oh, wow, wow. What a wonderful message. You are the captain of your life, you're the commander of your life, and only you can tell that where this ship will sail, you know, the path the path your life will take. You're the only captain of that. So that is a wonderful message to take. A few things from our conversation that I would like to highlight here, I like to point out. The first and most important thing is the importance of non-verbal communication. We did not talk about it here, but yes, I was observing it, and while observing it, I found that yes, the non-verbal aspect of the communication is as important as the verbal. You were speaking, yet you were using gestures, you were using your hand-eye coordination was on point. You know, I would like to advise you to start giving classes on this as well, how to improve at non-verbal communication as well.
I do that already, Ayush. I do
Yeah,
that.
that is perfect. So, okay, with that, I would like to another thing that I would like to highlight here is that it is important to have a passion in life. We have been having guests over here again and again, and they have been telling us that you have to have passion for something. You need to have something in your life that you can devote your heart to. So that is also something that we have picked up here. Another thing, facing retaliation from people, from friends, from families is a part and parcel of life. There will be times when people will question you, but what defines you is that how you tackle it, how you come out at the other end, how you prove yourself. And that is what defines you. That is what you are. You all are champions out there. That is what Punita said here. You all are champions out there. So yes, start acting like champions. You are stars. So guys, this was Ayush for Vartalaap. It was a wonderful conversation we had with Punita today. Do hit us in the comment box with the parts you liked most about this video. And yes, definitely we'll get back to you. Thank you.